Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the topic sexual reproduction in flowering plants. You know that sexual reproduction is the important character of all the higher plants. During the process of the sexual reproduction, the plant produces the flowers. So, flowers are the site of the sexual reproduction. These are considered as morphological, embryological marvel and site of sexual reproduction. As you know, in higher plants, sexual reproduction is divided into three phases, that is pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization. In this topic, we are going to study with all the details of this entire process. So, first we are going to start with the structure of a flower. So, this is the structure of a typical flower. A flower consists of four whorls called as a calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. This portion it is called as a calyx. So the calyx, this portion it is a calyx. This calyx is made up of sepals, and the sepals are green part of the flower which protect the flower in bud condition. The second part, these parts are called as a corolla. Corolla is a petal. It is made up of petals. It is the attractive part which attracts the pollinators for pollination. Both the calyx and corolla are called as a non-essential whorl of a flower or sterile whorl of a flower. The important essential whorl of a flower is stamen and the stigma, style and ovary, that is the carpel. The third whorl, essential whorl of a flower is called as a androecium. This androecium is made up of stamen, and this stamen consists of the anther and filament. So this portion is called as anther, and this portion is called as a filament. So together it form the male reproductive part of a plant body. So as it is involved in process of sexual reproduction, it is called as a fertile part. Then the third one is the gynoecium, the central part. The basal part is called as this part is called as ovary. Then this one is the style, and this upper part is called as stigma. Togetherly it is called as a gynoecium. So the gynoecium consists of a carpel or pistil, and each carpel consists of the stigma, style and ovary. So these are the four parts of a flower, that is the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Now we are going to start with the pre-fertilization structure and events. So what are the pre-fertilization structure and events? So all the events which are occurs during before the process of fertilization are called as pre-fertilization events, and as you know, mainly it consists of gametogenesis and the gamete transfer. During this pre-fertilization process, before the initiation of the flowering, there are hormonal and structural transformation takes place. Due to this one, the shoot apical meristem is converted into the reproductive meristem. It grows into the inflorescence axis. On the inflorescence axis, floral primordia are bud were formed, and from those buds there is a formation of the flowers are there. So all these are under the control of the hormones. The next part, in this one we are going to start with the gametogenesis and the gamete transfer. As you know, stamen is the male reproductive unit, where in this stamen there is a formation of microsporangium is there, and the pollen grains. These are the carriers of the male gamete. So we are going to start with the structure of the this stamen, microsporangium, pollen grain, and how the formation of the gametes takes place. Then, as you know, androecium consists of the stamens. A particular stamen consists of two parts. One, it is the anther. The upper part is called as anther, and this lower part is called as a filament. This anther, it is a bilobed structure. It consists of a two lobes in which the pollen grains are produced, while the filament, it is a elongated slender stalk which remain attached to either thalamus or the petal. This lower end is attached to the filament or the petals. Elongated stalk, this is the filament. When this anther is studied, so each anther as it is bilobed, in each lobe there is a presence of two pollen sacs are there or microsporangium. This side too, this side too. So a particular anther, a typical angiospermic anther is said to be tetrasporangiate. There is a presence of four microsporangium or four pollen sacs are there. At maturity, these pollen sacs are filled with the pollen grains.